What is up, everybody? It's your boy Bobby from Bobby's Breakdowns, and today we are doing another movie review. I just got out of seeing Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, the newest Marvel movie, and it was interesting. I did enjoy it. But like always, this is a spoiler review. So if you haven't seen the movie and you don't want to be spoiled, click off now because I'm going to be spoiling everything about this movie. Sorry, that's just how I do it, but let's get right into it. We start off with Shuri, and she's desperately trying to save her brother. Now, for those of you that don't know, the original actor who played Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, passed away just over 2 years ago of cancer. So obviously, this is a real life thing. So they had to pivot from that. And yeah, the scene, it's a little rough to watch for sure. She's trying to bring him back. It's not going well. Then the mother, aka the queen, comes in and says he is with the ancestors now. And it's like, yeah, I mean, we knew that it was coming, but it's still like, it's such a heartbreaking thing how he passed away. And so young too. But then we see a memorial for him, which was very nice. I expected nothing less. A very Wakanda-ish traditional burial. It was very nice. Well done. Hats off to Marvel for pulling that off. Then we see two underwater divers trying to get to the vibranium. Plays a big part in this movie. We'll get more into that though. And then one guy disappears. They lose contact with him. Then magically the other one disappears. Hint, hint. And then the army is trying to take the vibranium. And then Oki and the rest of the Wakanda soldiers take care of them pretty easily. And then they hold them later for in the meeting, but we'll get into that. The vibranium causes people to do weird things. These people in the ocean. The people on the ship, the army people, were jumping in, just doing nothing until the gunshot went off and they stopped the one guy from doing it. And then the people from the planet chased them. The two agents were killed. A lot of agents were killed, but we will get into that more. Then we get to Wakanda, and then we see Shuri and the Queen mourning the 1 year anniversary of the passing of T'Challa, which again plays a major part in this movie, as it should. And the Wakanda tradition is they burn the garments to show on the 1 year anniversary, to show like it's over, it's officially done, they are gone. The mother does it, no problem. Shuri has a hard time doing that. Then we meet the main bad guy, Amor. Now, this actor in real life, I'm not sure of the name, I'm blanking on it right now. He was in The Forever Purge, which came out last year, which wasn't a big budget movie. It didn't really go over well. But now he's in the MCU, so hats off to him. Big time coming to MCU. Then he talks to them, he threatens them. He says he'll have no problems with them if they just do what he says. Typical bad guy stuff, you know. Then we see M'Baku again. Love M'Baku. Him and Oki have a funny back and forth, like a brother-sister type thing. Just going back and forth, ribbing each other. Then we find out Wakanda was accused of the murders of the agents. Like I said before, we'll get back into that. Then we see Everett Ross again. He lost a lot of good friends, he said, in that. And he blames Wakanda, but he thinks something more might be afoot. Then we meet Riri, the MIT student who was in charge of building the vibranium for the CIA. Oki and Shuri recruit her, and they corner her. It's a funny back and forth. She's trying to take them out, but she can't do it. She tries to go hide, but Oki gets her. So funny with the back and forth. And she's like, am I being recruited? And Shuri's like, no. Why would you be? It was just hilarious. She's a great character. And side note, she's going to be Ironheart, which I did not factor into this movie. I just looked it up, and I'm all for that. She was great in this movie. I really want to see more of her. So I'm happy with that casting, and her show should be out sometime next year. They eventually get Riri out of her dorm and into the garage that she built, but the CIA is onto her. They find her. A chase scene breaks out. Very explosive chase scene. Now, when they're going through the costumes, it's very Iron Man-like. Of course, like I said before, she's going to be Ironheart, so the reference makes sense completely. She has her costume, her uniform, and she's going through the sky. Same thing Iron Man has, the same issues. It's kind of cool to see for sure. Nice callback. But then the fight breaks out between them. Eventually the Talican people come. and they fight Oki. They get the better of her at first, but then Oki kind of stands her own ground, but they end up kidnapping Shuri and Riri, so that's the unfortunate part. Then we see, surprise to me, another interesting cameo, and this is one of two, I believe. Second one, it's a crazy one, but stay tuned for that one. We see Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. That's a mouthful, I know. She was from Falcon and Winter Soldier. She was in Hawkeye. She was in Black Widow. So another good cameo. I like how they're tying things together. But like I said, they do kidnap Shuri, and in the process of it, Oki wants to get Shuri back, but the Queen takes her powers away from her. Then we see the Queen go to Haiti to see Nakia. Now, Nakia plays a very important role in this movie, but we'll get into that. Nakia has not been back to Wakanda since Thanos, and she did not go to T'Challa's funeral. We get into that later. But they eventually convince her to come back to Wakanda. It's her first time in 6 years, I believe they said. Then we see Shuri in the cave with Namor. Namor's treating her very well. He's showing her the town, the secret town that they don't want anyone to come near. And then it looks kind of nice. Then we go to Everett Ross and Dee Fontaine. They're questioning them, but Everett Ross, being the good guy that he is for Wakanda, he said, "Do you really want to go to war with them?" Because he has his doubts. He does not think the Wakandans are behind this. He was right. He was right. Namor threatens to kill Shuri and the princess if anybody finds out about the town. Anybody at all. If anybody tries to go there, they're going to kill them straight up. No issues. And then Nakia comes in, saves Shuri and Riri, and brings them back to Wakanda to start the next fight. Then we see Oki and Nakia reunite very briefly until the fight breaks out and Talokan invades. Like I said, it was coming. M'Baku tries to kill Namor right off the bat, and it does not go well. He gets hit hard, punched back, thrown back, everything. Wild. Then Namor goes to take out the Queen and Riri, and he does with a water bomb. Floods everything. They get to Riri, they save her. They cannot save the Queen. The Queen dies right there. And then Namor says, "All hail Princess Shuri," because Shuri is the next in line. Namor leaves. Shuri knows she can't take him out herself, so she needs a little help. So Shuri very much does her little thing. It's 98% positive that she can do it. So she drinks a potion. Then she goes a little crazy. Then she goes into a dream that usually happens when you see the potion. You see this chair. You see somebody sitting there. She goes up and she goes, "Mother?" And it's not Mother. It's Killmonger from the first movie. Michael B. Jordan. I was ecstatic. I'm so happy they brought him back. One of the best villains in the MCU, hands down. And I'm so happy they got him back for a cameo. I thought it was great. But then we get the scene we were all waiting for. The people of Wakanda are gathered around. All of a sudden the roof opens. Black Panther comes down. The mask comes off. And it's Shuri. What a moment. Obviously, what happened to Chadwick Boseman was very heartbreaking. But she's going to be a great Black Panther. She's going to kill it. I know she will. So then she breaks down about her mom to M'Baku about trying to take out Namor and all that. Cool Wakanda chant by Shuri, which was very awesome. Fight scene. Wakanda takes it in the beginning, but then they kind of go back and forth, Shuri takes the wing off of Namor, and that slows Namor down majorly, because Namor is very strong in this movie. To finally end it, Shuri burns Namor. Then right when Shuri has him, they call a truce for whatever reason. I didn't really care for that part. But the Tulikans and the Wakandans are friendly now. They're going to use each other in the future, for sure. And then we fast forward, everything's done. Riri gets her car. Shuri built it for her. Awesome moment. Then we go to just like in Black Panther 1, M'Baku wants to challenge for the throne. And like I said, we will get into that more. It's going to be interesting. But then we see Ross, Everett Ross, he was arrested. And then he was taken, but then Nakia breaks him out to save the day. He's probably going to be living in Wakanda for now, just because of what he did and what they did. Then we get to the end. Shuri finally is able to burn T'Challa's garment. Very nice scene. I loved her arc in this movie. This movie was all about her, as it should have been, and it was phenomenal. She did great. And then to end the regular movie, we see a montage of the great moments between T'Challa and Shuri, and it was very nice. This is how they should have done it. I'm really glad they didn't try and CGI him into any scenes. They did it perfectly. This is the way I wanted it. And then we get to the after credit. Shuri's crying, and then we see Nakia and a little boy in the back. They come up, they talk, Shuri wipes the tears away. Nakia says this is her son, and we find out it's T'Challa's son too. So that happened. And then he says his name in Haitian, but his name in Wakandan, Prince T'Challa. So that's going to be coming in the future for sure. Shuri keeps it a secret for now, but that's why Nakia is in Haiti. And then, who knows, little man in the future might be challenging M'Baku for the crown. It's going to be interesting. And that is my review for Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Solid 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it. Some slow parts. Movie could have been a little shorter. 240 was a little long for this, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. The cameo from Michael B. Jordan, that put it up over the top for me. I enjoyed this movie. This is the end of Phase 4 for Marvel, and I look forward to seeing what Marvel does next. Next is Ant-Man and the Quantum Mania. But when this video comes out, in about 10 days' time, I will be having my first stream with CRAVEN Something Scary, Sledgehammer Horror, and Nightwatch Zone. So look out for that. Then I will be reviewing, I believe my actual video will be Violent Night with the David Harbour Christmas movie. So that should be interesting. And I might do some other things. I don't know. I'm weighing some options right now. But give me a like, subscribe, comment what you thought of the movie. But otherwise, I'm Bobby from Bobby's Breakdowns, and I'll see you in the next one.